Okay, so I haven't been in this room and done anything proper with like my gunpla or anything in like a month. So I came back to do the video on this thing, and I still have my high new Gundam in a T-pose from a picture that I took like at the beginning of the month. Welcome one and all to a long overdue video. I have had this thing finished since May or June. I can't remember, but it was indeed a long time. I have no idea why I put off doing the video for so long. But we're here now, so let's get this over with, shall we? So I bought a Power of the Primes Jazz a couple months ago. Thing is, though, I'm not satisfied with that mold as Jazz. It just doesn't have the feel of the character, if you know what I'm saying. But I did think it would work as a completely different character, specifically Crasher from the GoBots toy line. Now, for those who are not familiar with GoBots, in the 80s, it was basically Transformers' main competitor in the USA. Tonka, which is now actually part of Hasbro, which means Hasbro now owns the rights to the GoBots, but they completely underutilize them, brought over a toy line made by Bandai called Machine Robo. But unlike Machine Robo, where the robots were nothing more than mechs, in GoBots, they were actually full-on characters. And so from Machine Robo came Crasher, a Porsche. Now, Crasher has appeared a couple of times since the GoBots toy line ended in the 80s, specifically in the movie toy line as a redeco of the Classics Mirage mold, though under the name Fracture, due to Hasbro's inability to get the Crasher copyright at the time. Like Jazz, Crasher was a Porsche racing car, and the new Power of the Primes Jazz has a very similar alt mode to what Crasher's was in the 80s. And so, what better to do than turn Jazz into Crasher? As you can see, I have not slavishly recreated the original color scheme, but I have the key points of black, white, red, etc. I've even used some Tester's decal film to create some sponsor labels. As you can see, if my camera's not cooperating with me well today. So yeah, I'm still waiting to buy some insignias from repro labels. But for the time being, I like this the way that it is. Hey, see, Hasbro, I can do Easter eggs too. But anyway, for the most part, I do like how the paint job came out, though I am very dissatisfied with what happened here on the hood. Yeah, the paint spilled over, and I'm really not sure I should have put this bit of red here. Just sticks out a bit too much under the hood. I might go over later and do the entire windows in a clear smoky black. But for the time being, this will do fine. One of the things I'm not satisfied with on this custom is the fact that I use flat top coat is the fact that I use matte top coat instead of a gloss or semi-gloss. I usually use matte top coat to keep things from looking too shiny. But here I think semi-gloss would have worked well to recreate the car look. And I'm also not satisfied with how these rims came out. They're not entirely silver, and they're not completely even. I also had problems with the decals. I think my printer settings weren't entirely correct for the decal film that I was for the tester's decal film, and some of it I had to use a white backed decal film to get things like this white printed 1 onto the red, so it has it. So I printed out a 1 with a red border. See, and then as you can see, to ensure I had vibrant colors, I had to do it on a couple of others too. Basically, the only clear backed ones that I could actually use are the Porsche decals. But yeah, for like my third proper Transformers custom, I'd say it's alright. But that's it for the alternate mode, so let's go ahead and get this baby transformed.
Cool vibrations. Cool vibrations.
So yeah, now we have Crasher in robot mode. Now there are some bits on the Jazz version of the mold that were already white, but I didn't remember that until after I put primer on them, so I ended up having to repaint those white bits. Well dang, I was hoping to get a close-up on on the head. Well, my camera's not being the most cooperative thing in the world. Again. But anyway, I basically just bought a broken down version of the fracture mold and used that from that on this to get the head, instead of just having to sculpt something entirely from scratch. I'm pretty disappointed in the neck. It's not the most secure thing even after a layer of paint and a layer of top coat. And hey, what can you do? But yeah, all around just a pretty straight redeco of the Jazz, Power of the Prime's Jazz into Crasher. Now I really hope this character ends up making a comeback in Transformers fiction, because of all the GoBots, she's the most interesting one to me, because the GoBots were really nothing too interesting. Like, as Machine Robo, I like the concept of Machine Robo, and the new Machine Robo toys. Definitely want to pick up some of those. I like the designs of the Machine Robo stuff, but the GoBots characterizations, even by 80s cartoon standards, GoBots was probably the inferior choice to Transformers, and that's kind of why no one talks about GoBots anymore, aside from nerds like us who spend money on tiny plastic robots. So yeah, that's basically my rundown on custom Power of the Prime's Crasher. Now one more thing I want to say before I go. I have a website now, KeeperofToastGunpla.weebly.com, and it is a showcase website for my custom Gunpla and eventually my custom Transformers, and I will be taking Gunpla commissions from that site. Eventually I'm going to get around to putting the pictures of these on the site and putting up some videos of my Gunpla on YouTube. Right now I'm working on a custom Crossbone Gundam for a Gundam Club contest. Next Transformers Customs, I'm planning Shattered Glass Hound, which is something that I will be auctioning off. Shattered Glass Skywarp. Potentially a crankcase, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But anyway, I'm Keeper of Toast, reminding you to not take CNN seriously. Goodbye, everybody.